Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first video you've ever clicked on, I'm Diana and I'm the creator of Money Boss Mama, where I teach women how to save money, pay off debt, shift their money mindsets, as well as stick to a budget. And in this video, we are going to be discussing lifestyle creep and ways in which you can avoid it. And for those who are like, okay, what is lifestyle creep? It's basically whenever your income increases, you increase your expenses as well. So I'm talking about maybe you got a raise, you got a new job, you got promoted, your side hustle or your business is making more money, things like that. So when your income increases, you start looking around and then all of a sudden what you have is no longer up to par. So your apartment's no longer up to par. You feel like you need a new car because you can afford it now. You add on more features to your plan, things like that. And so you are eating up that extra money, and then you turn around and you're like, okay, well, where's all my money? It's gone, sis. It's gone. So for a little example, let's say Jennifer, she got a promotion and now she's bringing in an additional $800 a month. And before, she had $200 in spendable income per month. And spendable income is the gap that you have in between your income and your expenses. So after all of your expenses are paid for, it's the money that you have remaining. And so when she gets this promotion, she goes out and she gets a new personal trainer. She trades in her car for an updated car. Now she's adding features to her cable bill as well as her cell phone plan. And let's say that maybe she moves into an apartment with newer amenities now because she's feeling herself. So now let's say those things were $600 altogether. She's right back where she started before. So she's right back to her $200 spendable income. So even though her income increased, she's not seeing any of that extra money. Now on to some things that you can actually do to help avoid lifestyle creep. And number one is to increase your retirement contributions. So whether you are saving money through a 401k, 401b, a Roth IRA, whatever you are using to save money for retirement, always consider increasing your retirement contributions, especially if you are not saving up to what your employer matches, because you are literally missing out on free money. I always say, especially now that I'm debt free and I'm moving more towards building wealth, my soul, my spirit is craving life. I just want to live. And I feel like it's super ridiculous to work your ass off until you're 65 and then live life whenever you're old and maybe you're not able to enjoy it at your highest potential. So saving for retirement is super important to me, and I want it to be super important to all of you as well, because you deserve to live life before your age 65. So whenever you are expecting a bonus, or maybe you're going for a promotion right now, whenever you get that extra money, always make upping your retirement contributions number one. Tip number two is to try to keep your living expenses relatively the same. And this is a huge one. It played a huge role in getting me to debt freedom without being a high earner. Like, I literally doubled, probably tripled my spendable income because I was keeping my expenses relatively the same. As my income increased, I was like, I'm going to leave my budget the same. So I was talking about your grocery budget, your personal funds, place of residence, things like that. And now, obviously, if you're living in an unsafe environment, or it's just plain ratchet and crappy and it's not healthy for you, then you want something that's higher quality. Allow yourself to elevate to something that is more comfortable for you, but still fits comfortably within your budget, leaving you with excess funds to apply to your goals. But as far as anything else, challenge yourself to keep those things relatively the same. And it's really, really easy when you have a budget, because you already see how much you're allocating to certain things. And one thing I will recommend is that you do a mock budget using your new income. Like, when we hear we're getting a raise, or we just got promoted and we look at how much we're going to be making, what is the first thing that we do? We whip out that calculator and we start doing our calculations, trying to see, how much money is going to be added to our pay. So do that and create a mock budget with your new pay. Or if you don't know exactly how much you're going to be paid, just a projection of how much you're going to be paid. And this way, when you have your goals and your mock budget, you can visually see, okay, if I add these certain things, and I do these certain things, how much is that going to leave me, and how is that going to affect my financial goals? And I promise you, doing this, whenever you see your money start to disappear, is going to keep you on track. Tip number 3 is to set up an automatic contribution to your savings. And of course, the amount that you add is going to depend on what you're trying to do financially. But if you are someone, you are comfortable with the money that you were making before it increased, then consider adding all of the extra money that was added to your pay to your savings. And this way you don't even see that extra money. It's kind of like with the 401k contributions as well. You don't see the extra money, so you're not going to be super tempted to use it on things, and you can rest assured that your extra money is now working for you and is pushing the needle forward towards helping you elevate to a higher version of yourself financially. Or if you weren't able to save a lot of money before, this is your time to shine. So take advantage of this. Depending on how much you need to reach your savings goal, add that amount to your savings contribution. Tip number 4 is to increase your debt payments. And I know you're probably like, okay, I just got all this extra money added to my paycheck. Now you want me to give it away, but I promise you, paying off your debt is like the biggest raise you can give yourself, because now you get to keep your money versus giving it away. So if you are someone, you were feeling down on yourself because you could only afford to pay like $10 more than your minimums, once again, this is your time to shine. Choose one debt balance that causes you the most heartache, or it's taking up the most money within your budget, and start adding your extra money to those debts. And this way you're maximizing that extra because the focus is narrowed in on one specific debt balance. Tip number 5 is to start saving for your kids' futures. And I hear a lot from moms who want to start saving for their kids, but they don't know how to start, or they feel like they don't have enough money to start. But whether your paycheck is getting an extra $10 or an extra $500, it literally does not take much to start saving for your kids' futures. After my promotion, I opened up a 529 college savings plan for my daughter with just a $15 contribution each month. So it does not take a lot of money to start building wealth for your children, especially depending on their age. So if they're a lot younger, those small contributions make a huge impact because it has more time to grow. And some accounts you can consider looking into is, number 1, a 529 plan. This is for qualified educational expenses. This can be used for private school as well. A UGMA or a UTMA account. These are custodial accounts, and I'm going to link my video all about these accounts on the screen so that you can check that out. Also, this does not take much money at all. You can apply like $20 a month to these types of accounts. You can open up a custodial Roth IRA. This can be used for educational expenses. I believe first time down payment on their first home. Bleh. Or just general wealth building as well. Now, your kids are going to need earned income for a Roth IRA, but it does not have to be through a job. It can be through like mowing lawns, babysitting, or working for you. I hired my daughter so that I could open hers, as well as a brokerage account. So if you're looking to start investing, this is an account that you can open up using your extra funds as well. And if a certain type of investment takes more than what you have right now, like a mutual fund, set up a sinking fund for your kids and start saving money that way until you reach the amount that you need for a certain type of investment. All right, y'all, so that wraps up lifestyle creep and some tips that you can use to avoid it. And one major tip that I will leave with you guys is to get behind yourself. Sit down, take some time to sit still long enough to reevaluate your values and the life that you want to live, the financial vision that you have for yourself. Get behind that. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in order to elevate to a higher level of yourself. But I hope that these tips were helpful. If you have any tips, be sure to leave them down below, and I will catch you guys next time.